Terraria 1.4.5 update added many new stuff. Amongst all of them, there is this one feature that I've most anticipated. It is none other than the Skyblock seed. The moment the update released, I've live-streamed Skyblock immediately. And after nearly 50 hours of gameplay, I've beaten Skyblock. Skyblock, or Slime Block, is super grindy. Therefore, I've condensed 50 hours of gameplay into less than 20 minutes. So come on, subscribe and help me get to 400,000 subscribers before June, please? Alright, without further ado, here is Terraria new Skyblock seed in a nutshell. First of all, I beg you, do not make a large world. Don't make the same mistake as me. Making a large world makes it extremely hard to traverse through the world. It took me 3 hours just to build a bridge from the center to the edge of the world. And the edge of the world is important because it contains shimmer. Prepare your fingers to hurt because there will be tons of farming to do. You want to defeat as many slimes as possible. Convert their gels into slime blocks for building materials in the provided solidifier. And once you have 50 gels, you can craft either slime whip or slime spear. Slime whip is good for attacking from a distance, while slime spear excels in crowd control. Just craft both. Slimes can drop grass seeds and acorns. You want to plant them. Build houses for NPCs to move in, such as the merchant. Now the next step is to get stone. To do that, you wanna descend using a rope to the cavern layer. Here you can find and farm more unique enemies, such as stone slimes that drop stone blocks, or conveyor belt slimes that drop conveyor belts. Making a hoik farm is super important for the sake of your sanity. Once you have enough stone to craft a furnace, you want to smelt the iron or lead ores you get from killing slimes. Turn them into a bucket, and you would want to descend even further down below into the underworld. Because in the underworld, you can encounter lava slimes, and you want to defeat them to fill your bucket with lava. Now that you have access to lava, you can do the infinite lava exploit. This lava can also be used to farm mobs and enemies, so Skyblock should be easier to progress now. Less rain on your finger. Build another farming contraption in the caverns, but this time, still in the caverns but slightly above the underworld. It's not yet been confirmed, but this might boost the chance of hard crystal slime spawning dropping life crystals, and by pure luck also get a bone sword too in the process. But we are not done yet. The next step is water. In order to get water, we need to traverse the world to get to the Shimmer Island. It is not guaranteed on what side of the world you will have the Shimmer on. I was unlucky that I had to build bridges on both sides because I started on the right side only to find out it's on my left side. Dropping the lava bucket into the Shimmer will convert it to a honey bucket. Then dropping the honey bucket will convert it to a water bucket. Congrats, you now have an infinite lava, water, and honey generator. We would want to use the water to make a 30 by 30 pool of water for fishing. It's best we do it near the mob farm so we can be efficient with our farming. Next, we would also want to build a large area of marble biome near the mob farm. This is so the hoplite enemies can spawn. Convert the marble biome into a second mob farm. The hoplite enemies are important because they drop useful stuff such as stress ball, allowing us to swing our weapons or tools without clicking, and a full set of gladiator armor. The set bonus is immunity to knockback. If you're going for the mage route, building a granite biome is preferable as the granite enemies drop geodes. We find a skeleton merchant to buy roller skates from him. This roller skates is hella useful because it makes us move and slide very fast. Then while chopping down trees, get a random Blood Moon event. Blood Moon would have been useful if Cthulhu was defeated and Riot moved in, but we ain't that lucky. Next, we build 2 houses near the Shimmer, then we buy a forest pylon from one of the NPCs. Drop the forest pylon in the Shimmer to transform it into the Either pylon, only to find out it doesn't work because we needed more Shimmer liquid. Not giving up, we go below the Shimmer pool, build 2 houses there in the cavern layer, and break the blocks below the Shimmer to make them flow and be contained in the cavern layer. The Either pylon still doesn't work, but luckily we can buy the cavern pylon now, allowing us teleportation from the spawn to the Shimmer. Next, we craft a sawmill and use it to craft a loom. This is how we can craft silk, which we need to craft a bed. The bed is super useful for speeding up time, which we need with our horrendous luck. After 2 days passed, get a lucky slime rain event to occur. Defeat too many slimes to count for king slime to spawn. King slime is made out of gel, which is highly flammable, so use something that can ignite him, such as platinum bow with fire arrows. I just made this up on the spot, but it does do a great job at damaging king slime. The fight was unexpectedly way more intense than it should have been. Maybe because I haven't built a proper arena yet. King slime doesn't particularly drop any useful loots. Next, convert dirt blocks into mud blocks near a source of water. This is so that we can plant jungle grass seeds and make a miniature jungle biome, which is useful for us to farm baits for fishing. Try to sleep near your mob farm, only to realize that time doesn't advance faster when there are mobs nearby. Come back home to see the first rain to occur in our playthrough. Get struck down by one of the lightning on purpose. It looks so cool. Fish and farm in the mob farm again, and get life crystals to increase our maximum HP. While fishing, finally after countless hours of gameplay, get a message saying you feel an evil presence watching you. Panic and use the rope to get back to the surface, as Cthulhu can despawn if you are too deep underground. Get back to the surface just right in time for it to spawn. Use platinum bow with Jester arrows as our main weapon. Realize that we are way too over-prepared and over-geared for Cthulhu. To be fair, it took him way too long to spawn naturally. I still don't understand why Relogic doesn't just change the recipe for his boss summon to be on an anvil instead of a demon altar. Witness Cthulhu get struck down by lightning, dealing a massive amount of damage to it. What is even the chance of that happening? A lightning tried to strike him down again for the second time, but the eye moved moved too fast. Regardless, we were still able to absolutely demolish the Eye of Cthulhu. The Eye drops a demon altar, which is extremely important. We use the lens we have to craft the boss summon for the Eye, then use it to fight the Eye of Cthulhu again because we need more Demonite bars. The Eye is also important to defeat because it drops corrupt seeds, which is important for us to create the corruption biome. Using the Demonite from his Razorback, we were able to craft a legendary Light's Bane and the new Soul Scourge Corruption Whip. It sounds disgusting. We also want to make a second layer of corruption in the caverns. Think of this as investing for farming Souls of Night on hard mode later. We need to defeat the Ether enemies in the corruption biome and farm the vile mushrooms that grow here. We can craft dirt bombs to get an infinite supply of dirt, and we can also shimmer our potions to get water bottles, which we can shimmer to get bottles and then glass blocks and then sand blocks. But we just need the bottles here for the crafting station. The corruption does take a while to spread, so sleeping is a good solution to make the time progress faster. While building an arena, get another Slime event to occur, absolutely demolishing slime with our new legendary Light's Bane. You see, farming vile mushrooms is important, because we need 6 of it to craft 30 vile powders, along with rotten chunks we got from the Ethers to craft the boss summon for Ether of Worlds. Only to realize our corruption biome isn't big enough for the Ether of Worlds to spawn, which means we need to expand it. Great tip is we can use the vile powder on stones to create another layer of corruption, because dirt is a more valuable resource than stone in Skyblock. Now that our corruption is big enough as hinted by the background changing, we can use the worm food to summon Ether of Worlds. Our weapon of choice is still the same, Platinum Bow with Jester Arrows, as the Jester Arrows can pierce through all of Ether segments. Mid-fight, I realized that I wasn't properly wearing my Gladiator armor. That's why I kept getting knocked back. I was at a sliver of HP, but luckily the healing potion sickness debuff ran down just right in time. This fight would have been impossible without the use of our roller skates. This thing, or mount, is absolutely overpowered for mobility, and with that our Jester Arrows pierce the last segment of the Ether, resulting in our victory against the Ether of Worlds. The Ether of Worlds drop dungeon bricks and wall, which we can use to create an artificial dungeon biome. Defeat another Eye of Cthulhu and use all the Demonites we have to craft an entire set of Shadow Armor. Get a random meteor shower event to occur. While collecting the meteorites, brutally die to one of the meteors. Use the dungeon bricks we get from the Ether to build an artificial dungeon biome, while farming the spawning goblins for tattered cloths. The Oddman NPC should spawn if the dungeon is properly built. Craft the summoning item for Goblin Army using the tattered cloths. Defeat the Goblin Army with our busted corruption gear. While farming for Geods, get a Bone Goblin Tinkerer to appear randomly. Free him and buy the Tinkerer's Workshop and Rocket Boots. Using the Meteorite and Gems, we craft a Face Blade. It's been reworked so we can now throw it. Reforge our new Face Blade to Legendary. Build an arena on the dungeon surface. And at night, curse the Oddman and summon Skeletron. Get brutally annihilated by Skeletron because we aren't used to the new Face Blade yet. It keeps disappearing from my hand. Build one more house near the Shimmer and capture the Gem Critters. This was so we can get diamonds to craft the Rainbow Face Blade. It is unnecessary, but the chat kept convincing me to do so. Summon Skeletron again. Keep in mind, the Rainbow Face Blade doesn't do more damage. The RGB is just visuals. Somehow, someway, in the middle of the fight, get a random meteor event to start out of nowhere again. I was about to finish off Skeletron, but then a stray meteor hit me, causing a brutal, unexpected death. Regardless, we should always take advantage of our situation. So I crafted a meteor armor and a space gun. The meteor armor allows space gun to cost 0 mana to fire. Now that we have a space gun, we can safely attack Skeletron from a distance, allowing us an easy win against Skeletron. Skeletron drops the Hellforge. Now that Skeletron is defeated, we can build an artificial underground dungeon biome, allowing us to farm bones from the skeleton enemies. Using the bones, we can craft a full set of Necro armor. I was trying to fish musket from the corruption biome. This is so we can get the Armsealer NPC to move in. After 2 hours of fishing, the only corrupt plate we got gave us a File Thorn. By unaliving the traveling merchant and shimmering his hat, we can get a Peddler's Satchel, allowing traveling merchant to sell more items the next time he comes. And fortunately, the next time he spawned, he was selling the revolver. Now that Armsealer NPC has moved in, we can buy the Mini Shark and turn the Mini Shark into an Unreal Star Cannon. Luck has returned back to our side. Built a bridge in the underworld while dying way too many times against the super annoying pesky demons, imps, and lava slimes. I want to rip my head off. Decide we are sick of the bullying by the hell enemies, so we drop the guide voodoo doll into the lava to summon the Wall of Flesh. I thought my bridge wasn't long enough, but I underestimated the damage of Star Cannon. Absolutely shred the Wall of Flesh in under 30 seconds. Goddamn, the Star Cannon is broken. And with that, we have now finally entered Hard Mode. Use the Demon Heart to increase our accessory slots by 1. After getting into hard mode, we need to build an artificial glowing mushroom biome for the travel NPC to stay. We get glowing mushroom seeds by shimmering jungle grass seeds, a beach biome using sand blocks for the angler NPC, and a hallowed biome using the hallowed seeds we bought from the Dryad. Around the second night I got into hard mode, I got the announcement message of the twins spawning. Normally this would be lucky, but since this happened while I was extremely undergeared, with no preparation whatsoever, even with the Nurse Hill cheese I still completely got obliterated. I tried my best, but yeah, no way I'm winning that. We can can get mechanical boss summons from the mob farm, but it is on the rarer side. One of the enemies in the beach biome did drop a summoning item for the pirate invasion. It was a pain fighting the pirate invasion with just a clockwork assault rifle. I did the pirate invasion twice, totaling of defeating 4 flying Dutchmen, but none of them dropped the new barrel launcher, the weapon I was looking for from them. Put conveyor belts in the sky with an automated chest. This is for the purpose of farming fallen stars. At a random night, I was curious if I was actually strong enough to defeat a mechanical boss, so we used our mechanical worm to summon the destroyer. I had to force close the game and restart it multiple times to get the destroyer to spawn in the right position for us to chase it. And after 6 force restarts, we finally got the destroyer to clamp up its segments together, allowing us to shoot our star cannon, piercing through all the segments and absolutely obliterating destroyer in under 30 seconds. Even after the 1.4.5 update, the destroyer is still the easiest boss to chase in Terraria. I swear, the lighting during the final blow was not a paid actor. We still can't craft any hallowed gear yet because we have yet to obtain a hard mode anvil. Spend countless of hours of pointless brain dead grindfest, such as doing the odd ones army cheese, all just for trying to avoid getting a hard mode anvil. Plan failed because our defense is dog water and a single blow of wind is enough to one-shot us. Decide this isn't worth it, so instead, actually listen to the chat and upgrade the mob farm using automated boulder statues. This is because the hard mode or slimes cannot be damaged by lava. Real logic is pure evil, bro. We did rescue the wizard NPC earlier, allowing us to buy the crystal ball, which allows us to craft infinite musket balls and a water candle. The water candle improves enemy spawn rate, therefore improving our mob farm. If I wasn't stubborn, I would have wasted way less time this live stream. Eventually get enough orichalcum ores to craft a hard mode anvil, and enough titanium to craft a hard mode forge. With this, we can upgrade our star cannon to superstar shooter. Also, we built an underground hallowed biome to farm source of light because I forgot to do so earlier. Remember the underground corruption we built on pre-hard mode? Yeah, it came in very useful for farming souls of night. We still have one more destroyer boss summon, so might as well make it count. I swear I did not make this up, but somehow, someway, destroyer was able to clamp up its segments together again. The chances of this happening is slim, and I was extremely lucky for this. Destroyer did not just drop bars, but also your razor spell wings. This much hallowed bars allow us to craft hallowed armor without the helmet. We then go to the corruption to farm souls of night, buy a ton of hallowed seeds from the Dread NPC, expand our hallowed biome, because apparently grasses cannot grow as well underground. The background should change to hallowed, and enemies that spawn here should drop souls of light. Using the souls, we crafted the boss summoning item for the twins and Skeletron Prime. Once nighttime arrives, I decided to fight the twins first. When I fight the twins, I would usually defeat Spasmatism first, because the flamethrower attack it does inflicts Curse Inferno, and is extremely deadly and annoying. I kept fumbling at dodging Retinazer's lasers. I was super close to dying, but I locked in. With just a sliver of HP left, we were able to defeat the twins. My heart was racing like crazy. Now we can craft a full set of hallowed armor. We heal at the nurse and the night isn't over yet. We now must fight Skeletron Prime. I can't lie, Skeletron Prime was super easy, since we have the full set of hallowed armor now. It's a bit eerie considering the twins is the easiest mech boss in Calamity, but Skeletron Prime is the hardest. While in Vanilla, it is the opposite. Chasing Destroyer earlier was definitely a great move though. All of this wouldn't be possible without it. After defeating Skeletron Prime, we have enough hallowed bars to craft hallowed repeater and pickaxe axe. Life roots now generate in the jungle alongside chlorophyte ores too. Shimmer lava charm we got in pre-hard mode, back to magma stone, and combine it with magic quiver to craft molten quiver. We built a chlorophyte farm by placing one chlorophyte ore in the middle surrounded by mud blocks. We then moved the Dryad to the glowing mushroom biome, so we can buy glowing mushroom seeds from her. This is so we can shimmer them into jungle grass seeds, allowing us to spread the jungle faster. More jungle means the Plantera bulbs can generate faster. We built an arena while waiting for the bulb to generate. After 6 or 7 days, the Plantera bulb finally generated, which means it's time for us to fight Plantera. I also moved the nurse to the jungle just in case anything goes south. I was surprised to find out that Plantera might be the easiest boss in Skyblock. First of all, the obvious circling strategy that we always do against Plantera is still a thing. They didn't remove it in 1.4.5. And second, since we don't have any jungle walls, Plantera had nothing to attach her tentacles to. Therefore, she's just stuck, and quite literally we can just edge her. She won't be able to reach us. The only dangerous attack from her is her petals that she can shoot. Be careful though, she does get enraged outside the jungle biome. Plantera drops the temple bricks and the summoning altar for Golem. And Pixel, I forgot to mention that. We can now farm the dungeon for ectoplasm that we can use to craft the naughty present. The solar eclipse event naturally spawned whilst we were doing that. Get a deadly sphere stuff from the deadly sphere enemies, defeat Botron to get a broken hero sword, which we could use to craft a Terrablade in case our ranger plan goes south. The solar eclipse regular enemies also dropped a broken bat wing. We defeat wyverns for souls of light and use both of them to craft a bat wing. Now we build the temple in the underground jungle. Whilst making the temple, one of the enemies dropped the summoning item for Golem. At night, summon the frost moon using the naughty present. This is so we can farm the snowman cannon. Realize our weapon is no longer effective against these enemies, so we go to the dungeon to farm a rocket launcher. Buy the rocketry ammunition from the newly moved in Cyborg NPC at night, and summon the Frost Moon again. This time our attempt went better, but still our defense is dog water. Clearly, we needed a better armor than our current hallowed armor, so we must build more chlorophyte ore farms in the jungle, and buy an auto hammer from the truffle NPC as I wanted to make shroomite armor. But I forgot it needs a ton of glowing mushrooms to craft. While at it, fight a torch god and easily win it because we have wings now, and build an underground glowing mushroom biome so the truffle worm can spawn. They actually are more common than I thought. We also need to build this automated infinite water duplicator using outlet pumps. This is to create an artificial ocean biome. Credit to Kaios the Goat for teaching me how to do this. After a significant amount of time has passed, we converted our chlorophyte into shroomite and crafted a full set of the shroomite armor. Now that our armor has been upgraded, we are ready to fight the Frost Moon again. Yeah, this feels really nice. We're actually dealing a good chunk of damage against the Frost Moon enemies now. The Santa NK enemy did drop a chain gun, but our ultimate goal is a snowman cannon dropped by the Ice Queen. I died multiple times fighting against the first Ice Queen that spawned. The time almost turned to morning, but we managed to beat her. And bro, I kid you not, she dropped the snowman cannon. We're so goddamn lucky. What I find most fascinating is, turns out we can just spawn golem on the surface. We don't need to fight it in our artificial temple biome. And of course, golem is still the easiest boss in Terraria. I'm surprised they barely buffed golem in like 10 years of updates. The snowman cannon being really powerful with his homing capabilities, with the unlimited space we can move on since we are fighting him on the surface, only made the fight easier than ever before. With Golem defeated, we can technically fight the cultists now, but I wanted to properly gear up first before that. First of all, since we are ranger, we need a sniper scope accessory. So we have to defeat not 5, not 10, not 15, but 17 golems for me to get the Eye of the Golem accessory. Yes, my luck really works wonders. We turn it into the Destroyer emblem, farm the dungeon to get a rifle scope, and combine both of them to craft a sniper scope. Next, upgrading our wings. Duke Fishron drops the best wings pre-Moon Lord, the Fishron wings. Duke's phase 1 and 2 were super easy. What I had trouble and difficulty with was his phase 3. I did successfully defeat Duke like 7 times already, but I lost more to him than I've won against him. This was due to our poor mobility, making the phase 3 really hard. I've even gotten the new Duke Fishron whip first before the wings. This is the golem incident all over again. So Cha told me I should try my luck with Empress of Light first. I waited at nighttime for a prismatic lace wing to spawn. The moment it spawned, I captured it and lobotomized it. But instead of Empress, it spawned a creature from another dimension, the Roaring Knight. Well, things have just taken an unexpected turn. We must defeat it to prevent it from creating dark fountains in Terraria. Okay, I'm joking. It's just a Deltarune texture pack. You know, it's a little bit ironic and funny that I did not even struggle that much fighting Empress of Light, but I died like 20 times against Duke Fishron. I did die at the end of the boss fight, but I managed to defeat her before dying. Defeating Empress of Light drops the Soaring Insignia, the accessory that grants us more flight mobility and infinite flight. Soaring Insignia is exactly what we needed to gain an edge against Duke Fishron. This is why I keep telling people that most of the time, we actually don't need more damage or defense, we just need more mobility. And after defeating around 12 Fishrons, we finally got the Fishron wings. By the way, it pisses me off how steampunk wings cost 1 platinum to reforge, while Fishron wings cost only like 10 gold. What is this math? Relogic? Lunatic Cultist, here we come. And yeah, like I've always said in my previous videos, Lunatic Cultist is competing against Golem and Destroyer for being the easiest hard mode boss. After Cultist is defeated, the Celestial Pillars will generate in the world. The funny thing is, since there is no proper ground, most of the pillar enemies are unable to properly spawn. So we have to make an artificial ground for the Celestial enemies to spawn. Having an ice rod is handy for this. Most pillars will become easier due to this, except for the Solar Pillar. It became more threatening than ever, since the Crowty Pits are thirsty against flying players. We use the Vortex fragments from the pillar to craft a Vortex Bitter, alongside mining the chlorophyte ores from our farm to craft chlorophyte bullets. Shimmer our shroomite helmet into bars and use them to craft a gun form, and we use the Stardust fragments to craft a Stardust Dragon Staff. With all the pillars finally defeated, we crafted a few super healing potions with the fragments, and we prepare as we will now face against the final boss of Terraria, Moon Lord. I kept screwing up against Moon Lord because I was super tired and losing focus. For context, I was 8 hours into streaming this session, and I do not want to end it off without defeating him. My brain was essentially on energy saving mode whilst fighting Moon Lord, since I was already awake for more than 24 hours. But thanks to the chat that kept inspiring me, I am not giving up. I will not end off the stream before we defeat Moon Lord. I want to say a few words in this final moment. I am super thankful for the 1.4.5 update. It is a super duper awesome update, but I have to be honest, the way they treat Skyblock is horrible. This isn't even challenging or difficult, it's just a mindless grindfest most of the time. I've seen gacha games with RNG better than this. I signed up for Skyblock, not Slime Block, so yeah, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I'm a bit disappointed. I can't wait for modded Skyblock though. I am sure it will fix the flaws. I've yet to mention how unbeginner friendly this Skyblock mode is. Even as a Terraria veteran, I'd say it is still near impossible to complete Skyblock without the wiki tap open on your second monitor. I get it's a thing for experienced players, but the knowledge check is insane. Anyways, enough complaining, because after 50 hours of grinding, we were able to defeat Moonlord, therefore completing Terraria Skyblock once and for all. We might actually be one of the first players to defeat Skyblock, I might be wrong though. Last but not least, I want to thank you to each one of you that has accompanied me during the live streams, especially Pop2590, the absolute goat. These are just some of the signs of the many people who had donated or subscribed to my membership. I really thank you all so much. You guys motivated me and gave me enough firepower to push until the end. But yeah, enough of this and that, thank you for watching and see you on the next video. Bye bye!